I don't know what the fuck just happened.
And I didn't even give a normal call disconnect. It just
It was just a catastrophic failure.
yeah. I mean, it just straight dropped, and it's that's
not normal.
Skype didn't beep to let me know the call was over. Just everything just vanished on my end. And it's
Yeah, well, the noise I heard sounded like a goddamn cybernetic demon was trying to come through and take my soul, okay? So that's what happened to me. You do have the recording, right?
Negative. My recording went bonkers.
Okay, so both of our recordings failed.
Do we still have the first bit of the last one?
No, it failed.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so this would be... Hey, if RNG means really not good recording.
Yeah, no, right?
Today, I guess, would be the thing. So, man. And Pete's really being an asshole. So I don't even he won't keep in the room because if I shut the door, he scratches. So, damn. Why go get him after he just escaped out of the room? Why don't you go over the TWAB again really quickly so we can start talking again?
Sure.
You want to do a rundown of what happened in the first bit of the episode?
Yeah, I'll definitely give a rundown.
All right.
Of things that happened.
Because Pete spilled a drink on my on my computer. Pooped on the floor because he got shots the other day.
Yeah.
At the vet, so he's probably feeling a little shitty. Then a cybernetic demon tried to take our soul, Des.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so go ahead and hop right into the TWAB. I'm going to mute so you don't hear me yelling at Pete.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the RNG revolution. Here we go again, and as per usual when we have a failed recording, such as now. You're getting an abbreviated TWAB. Not so abbreviated TWAB because there's not too much to the TWAB. But when it comes down, 1 point update, the Go Fast update, or the Ricky Bobby update, as it's been known as, has dropped. If you've played Destiny, if you've given it a try, you know how a lot of that feels. The next order of business that they take care of is a preview to 1.2.0 and the exotic retuning, the Drango Unchanged. Witty, clever, as Bungie do. Cosmo didn't do the thing. We're definitely going to have to address that when Buster gets back. But anyway, for those that don't know. So John Wisniewski gives a preview of the Sturm and Drang changes. He already gave us some talk down about Graviton Lance, about it becoming a 2-round burst to try and increase its effectiveness while keeping its exotic philosophy, I suppose. So they are... As Sturm and Drang work right now, Drang kills overflows Sturm's magazine. You can have a high-impact hand cannon with 20 rounds of magazine, which is insane. Drang is... they're increasing both of their stats for Sturm and Drang to improve their ease of gameplay. Drang will have Rampage and a maxed-out magazine, so you can more easily get sidearm kills and quicker. And then they're changing Sturm's overloaded magazine to where overflow rounds in Sturm now have a damage boost of 1.8 times. And as he says, this allows for a significant damage increase in PvE and a crispy precision 2-taps in PvP. Just don't miss. And the preview video pretty much perfectly examples this.
Exemplifies.
There, thank you. Exemplifies this because, as mentioned before, but you didn't hear. But this video is nothing but melting a dude with Drang, 2-tapping the next dude with Sturm, melting a dude with Drang, 2-tapping a dude with Sturm. It's nice. Companion app is getting some updates and things, and as we'll go over again, the faction rallies, Charlemagne, a lot of you may know, but Charlemagne has usually been able to predict the winner of a faction rally. The world was shocked when it did not this time around, because...
Man, seeing the future War Call supporters just get so excited, and then just crushed.
I know, it's... But Charlemagne himself made a tweet that Charlemagne tracks the packages of those who have registered. So while it was showing New Monarchy everyone with packages in the hundreds of thousands, Deej made mention that New Monarchies was definitely in the millions, which probably meant everyone else was close to, if not in the millions as well. So there's a very large sample size that Charlemagne cannot track. The Bungie bounty is coming back next week. 4/4. From 10 a.m. to noon Pacific. It is going to be on PC, and they will be in the Mayhem playlist. It is Cosmo and DMG with a couple others. And then, of course, like we said, the Nightfall scores, the Destiny Operations Center, what up, Doc? We're talking about bad errors, and they've apparently discovered the root cause of the tower black screen, and they're aiming to address it in 1.2.0. So hopefully that will be coming. And of course, Movie of the Week, guys. And that is the TWAB. Abbreviated, efficient, nice.
That is TWAB the second time around.
Yeah.
Cliff noted really heavily.
Yeah. All right, so, and also I'm not going into full detail about the patch notes because that was a lot of numbers. That's a lot of stuff. I will go into some things that weren't mentioned in a lot of and a lot of this is repeat information. But we will go back over the fact that Nightfall strike unique rewards are indeed the strike specific rewards we were looking for. Very rare weapons.
Very rare.
Yeah, we talked about the sniper a little bit. Stat wise, it's not super incredible, but it's got some nifty perks attached to it. Like you have a choice of snapshot sights or opening shot, which I don't see why you would use opening shot, but snapshot's actually really good for a sniper rifle still. So that's multi-bene. Let's see what else. Strike repetition and Crucible map and like game mode repetition reductions are active. They are working well. Exotic repetition reduction we've talked about definitely in past casts. One thing for let's see. Oh, yeah, the Iron Banner 6v6 stuff. For Iron Banner 6v6 control, they're taking off Emperor's Respite as a map possibility. So that's good news there because it's a decent map. It's just not a good objective game mode map. We'll say that because it's not horrible as a map, but you put objectives on it and all of a sudden it's just awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, because with objectives it becomes like a heavily like lopsided like flow map, and if you don't spawn outside, you're boned. Let's see, quick play match length has been extended to 10 minutes. Also, one thing, it's in here somewhere. I know I've seen it before, but the team information and who has what super is gone in quick play at base. It still shows up in the death screen, and when you bring up your ghost, this information will be present still. But yeah, it's not something they talked about doing, and is like I said, it's somewhere in the patch notes. I've read it, so I was expecting it, and then I've heard it at least twice that they've ninja'd it in, and that's not quite the definition of ninjing. Santa Fan, I'm looking at you. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's definitely something they didn't talk about. But yeah, it's left alone for competitive. But yeah, for quick play, it is something that has to be brought up to see like who on the enemy team has a super and stuff like that, which is slightly unfortunate. But I mean, yeah. Power ammos, of course, have changed because they're a little faster. Rockets, you now only get one rocket. Drum-fed grenade launchers don't change and stay at 4. Single shots now are up to 6 grenades, but may be capped because of their inventory size. Sniper rifles are now at 6 shots. Shotguns are at 5 shots. Slug shotguns are at 6 shots. Fusion rifles are at 5 bursts. Wardcliff coil stays the same. Swords are now at 6 swings instead of 9. Linear fusion rifles are at 4 shots. The Prospector they doubled the freaking Prospector's grenades because, holy crap. Acarius is 4 shots. I don't really see a change, but they say it was variable, but I mean, anywho. Tractor Cannon is now at 6 shots. Colony stays at 4. Darcy and Borealis both are at 8 shots, which actually net them a bonus of 2 shots because they were both capped at 6. So, and that's the things we haven't gone over in previous casts for the Go Fast update. Ugh. Record timing.
We went fast.
Yes, we went fast for the Go Fast.
Because we're quite sure you probably heard, if you listen to this podcast, you listen to other Destiny podcasts.
Yeah, yes,
so you know the information.
Yeah. And like I said, we went over a good chunk of that information, except for specific numbers, of course, because they didn't release specific numbers until today. But we went over a lot of these changes before. Just definitely heed the advice of RNG guest before, Keen Koala, adaptive pulse rifles. And welcome to the dawning of the age of the Vigilance Wing meta. And yeah, that's like Go Fast in a nutshell, for sure. Auto rifles aren't bad. Pulse rifles are good. Vigilance Wing is tryhard sweaty meta.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, that's like Go Fast in a nutshell. But yes, as I guess we'll have to kind of re-go over before. If you think either me or Buster are sounding rough today, it's because, yeah, we are rough. We played quite a bit together.
Yeah.
And had...
I would say a fuck ton.
I know. And we've had quite a lot of... and some good quick play PvE, or PvP. Finding success in pulse rifles, and as I'm that guy. I'm using Vigilance Wing. You can't make me stop. Can't stop, won't stop. So that's the thing, and it is giving like some incredible moments, and just like I said, playing, me and Buster playing and getting a 4-stack going and just stomping, or not always stomping, but getting good plays and getting some wins and getting these hype moments. It's like my voice yesterday, my throat hurt so much of yesterday.
Like the moment in Pacifica where that the Titan with the sword was coming at you, and you were like, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. It's okay. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. And I was like, you're not dead, buddy. I'm coming. And I don't know what it was. I just stepped over it was the right place, right time, stepped over the rail, and the steps going up from B-side, and there you were, jumping around like a hunt. You're your hunter, just hopping around, trying to keep him away. And he was swinging, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't block this now. And I just started going. Also, guys, I'm using the Autumn Wind. That's my pulse rifle for the kinetic slot. I do have a last prediction that I've taken out because if Dez raves about it, I'm going to try it. At least give it a 1-2 skidoo type of try.
Yeah, like I said, depths are where it's at. And last prediction feels really good in PvE. I was putting up some, like I've said, or going through deja vu, but yeah, last prediction is definitely part of my raid loadout because putting my standard or the raid mod back on the raid boots that I apparently had, and I put another mod on them because apparently the last time I even paid attention to them was before the raid mods. So I was able to put the standard raid mod back on, and which for the boots it gives you bonus damage to energy weapons when you kill a normal enemy, and last prediction is a pulse rifle which does very good in PvE right now. That also has rampage. So getting that bonus damage with a triple stack of rampage going, let me tell you, it feels very, very nice to like just wreck through trash mobs. So yeah, last prediction is like my raid pulse, and that's my energy weapon is finally locked in, which is normally it was my kinetic that usually got locked in before, but yeah, it's a nice change. And putting up great damage numbers. Again, shout out to Danfinity for inviting me to finish out Argos with him and some current meta guys. Which one thing I didn't say, which was hilarious, is when I jumped into the party. Of course, my throat was even more thrashed at that point in time because, again, it was like freshly hurt. But I hopped into the party and everyone was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" It's like, "Hello." And all of a sudden somebody comes back, I think it was T-Monster, he's like, "Now that's a voice for podcasting." It's like, well, funny you mention that.
Well, here's the thing.
Because you're not wrong, and I do.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was Dan, T-Monster, T-Bot, something like that, something T. Sorry, I'm forgetting your name.
It was T-Monster.
Okay, yeah, it was definitely T-Monster, because I know there's a T-Bot somewhere, but I think that's Rasputin Radio. That I'm getting confused with.
What's up, boys from Rasputin Radio? Go check them out. Also, check out Danfinity's podcast, hashtag SideQuest Sundays. I don't know how you would have a SideQuest Sunday without having the RNG guys on. I mean, we do talk about Dungeons and Dragons every goddamn episode. But, in time, Dan, in time.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, buddy.
You're fine. I'm not offended by it. I'm not at all.
Exactly. Yeah, Drafty, of course, was in it because, Drafty is somehow like one of our all-stars that are interlaced in so many freaking Discords and communities. It's ridiculous.
Him, Laz, Gorilla Golf. Yeah, there's several. There's several.
The
Risen
Phoenix.
Yeah.
AKA House Dilla.
Yeah,
it's
delicious. If you don't like Taco Bell, I don't think you're an American. I'll say it. It's delicious.
Mm.
It is.
Just had some yesterday.
No, that's why I brought it up. We're gonna talk about it.
Oh my god! But yeah, putting up ridiculous numbers also on Argos as a hunter, using cloak for the solar damage increase, using Nighthawk, and then like I said, I've said before, I was able to put up like 3.3 million damage on Argos using that setup, of course, using skulls and using the trials. The high-impact trial sniper rifle. And then Dan has been able to put up 3.7-ish million using a similar setup, but he was using Tarantella as his heavy. Oof. So it's ridiculous numbers. Like power, the choices of power now feel really, really good, effectively. You're not limited to just Sins of the Past rocket everything. In fact, it probably still does pretty good, but you know what? I don't know. For some reason, I guess it's the D1 conditioning. After 3 years of using a sniper to do boss damage, it just kind of feels pretty good to be able to use a sniper to do boss damage again. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely possible now because, like I said, 3.3 million. And yeah, it wasn't 3.7, but we were still like, I think almost like 1.5 million ahead of anybody else in our group, I think, if I'm remembering properly. So
That's ridiculous.
That's
It's insane.
I mean, like, a lot of that is probably coming. Actually, no, not a super lot. It would be coming from the Nighthawk, because I was able to use Nighthawk even with Sins of the Past, and I could push about 2 million. But of course, I wasn't using Skulls properly, and I was definitely using Skulls properly this time around, so that could be another reason. But still, I mean, like I said, just to be able to, what I think was effectively my third run of Second Phase Argos, and I was able to outdamage like 90% of our group, or 80%. I think it was the more accurate percentage, or maybe not. Laz might get on to me for that, Mr. Scientific Method.
Oh, I'm a scientist. I work in a lab.
Laz Nye, the science guy. I do love that name, though.
That's actually one of the best I've seen.
I know, right?
He changes his name on Discord.
Yeah, and in individual like Discords, he like has names.
Yeah. Which one is he now? Oh, Laz Nye, the science guy. That's
yeah,
great.
Like Laz Nye, and I think there's still a couple. There's like 1-800-Laz or something. Oh, great! We love you, buddy. But yeah, so getting hype in PvE, doing amazing thing, or actually did that. Go back, reverse that. Whoever gets that reference, you get a brownie point. But yeah, like I said, doing the hype things in PvP, having an amazing time in PvE with just weapons galore, and I've actually ran quite a few heroic strikes with the sniper like pulse rifle setup, and strikes just go by so fast now. Mm-hmm. Like just regular heroic strikes go by so fast now. It is a little ridiculous. Like that, just all the damage it increases is like, oh yeah, you wanted a faster way to kill everything or to go through the strike and then melt the boss? Here you go. It's like Christ. But yeah, I mean, heroic strikes are just less of a slog, which is nice. Nightfalls are still pretty well Nightfalls.
Oh god.
As we mentioned before, we'll revisit this memory again. Because, like I said, me and Buster, we've had we tried some trials. We did pretty decent, all in all. I think I feel for a group of people, me, Buster, Zan,
trials together,
and Average. Like we rarely play together, and then running trials together. And then Zan was also screwing around with Fighting Lion, which he fully warned us he was going to, and we're like, don't care. It's like. And Average Joe's like, are we trying for flawless? It's like, dude.
No.
A, it's us. B, Zan is running freaking Fighting Lion. No, we're not trying. I mean, I still used my sweaty loadout of Vigilance Wing and like some energy weapons but yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, just because I'm not trying to go flawless doesn't mean I'm not going to go sweaty. Because, like I said, you can't make me stop using Vigilance Wing right now. I've hit a stride with it and it feels amazing. Shex would be proud. In fact, Shex has been proud quite often.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then going, because I had the bright idea, hey, let's do a prestige. Hey, let's put ArcSinge, because, I've heard ArcSinge is pretty easy.
Let's take 9 levels. Let's take 9 levels of
yeah, let's do a power handicap too, and
handicap.
like up our bonus points, because why not, right? Basically, if I hadn't had the suggestion of the power handicap, we could have had that strike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We could have won that strike.
If we would have lowered it down, maybe 1 or 2.
Or yeah, just because we got to the very, very end. I mean, we struggled here and there, but we got to the end. Brachion was enraged. His last phase. I had finally picked up some power again, and we were taking Brachion like methodically too, man. I mean, we'd peg him down, we'd clear ads, peg him down again, the landscape would change, we'd clear ads. We were methodic with him. And all of a sudden, I got heavy again. It's like, nice. Pull this power, pulling out my linear fusion, put a couple shots into him, Buster and Joe go down. It's like, all right, cool. It's no problem. I'm going to run around this rock. I'm going to drop a rift. I'm going to peek this corner, and I'm going to win this entire thing. And that son of a bitch just sniped me, and like,
well,
so.
It was disheartening. But here's the thing. How often have you felt that feeling in D2? That cold butthole. You're going into an airport in Thailand and you got a bunch of heroin in your backpack feeling, and then you get stopped by the guard. You know what I mean? Like, you know, where they say yes, they're going to give us more hero moments. That's a hero moment.
That is. I mean,
positive
people
or negative, it's a hero moment.
Yeah, and it was fun and it was great, and I was like emotionally drained and had just because it happened, and it's like I'm done. I can't do this again.
I can't put myself through that again. Yeah. Like you said, I can't.
It's like because I was in preparation of someone going, let's go again. It's like no, not doing that again. No, I cannot put myself through that again. It's like no, you can't make me. But it was fun and it was great, and like I said, that was probably the first time I've had that in a long time in Destiny, and definitely not Destiny 2. I can't think of such an amazing moment that I've had in D2 like that.
Maybe the first time we beat Argos?
Maybe.
Because that was like the last second. He was about to wipe us.
Yeah.
We were dumping skulls, and I was throwing hammers, and he went down, and I think I cussed. I cussed.
But yeah, I mean, that was close. I still think that this moment was even more tense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, because that was just a kind of, I don't know, for some reason in raids, I tend to expect it, I think, now. But yeah, coming from freaking Nightfall, it's like, you get these strikes down. Like I said, we were struggling a little bit, we still had it like very methodically. And we just had everything. And that was like one of our first clears for Argos. So, I mean, I don't know, the expectancy was just very different. But, I mean, Argos was definitely a close second moment for that. But yeah, that is like, that moment was great. And yeah, it just reminded me of the few D1 like Nightfall moments I've had. And I'll definitely be trying the Prestige again at some point in time. It's not going to be Pyramidion, that's for sure. No. I'm going to wait for a new strike to put that paint through, and I'm not putting on a power handicap. Nope. Lesson learned.
Well, if I do if there is a power handicap, it will definitely not be 9 fucking levels. It
maybe
might
5.
Be 5?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm not. 5 seems fairly reasonable. I mean, still harder, but fairly reasonable.
And it will definitely be probably Savathun's song, because I want Duty Bound the auto rifle.
For sure. I definitely want that auto rifle too. Like that freaking, it reminds me of Monte Carlo with that blade out
with
front.
The blade on the front, right? That's exactly what I saw. I'm like, and now, guys, hey, all these weapons that they're releasing, they're not reskins.
Well, they kind of are, but they have some. Well, they are, but they have some aesthetic added to them to make them a little different.
Well,
it's like the auto rifle. Actually, I think the auto rifle is the most unique. The hand cannon is kind of a reskin of, I think, but I think the hand cannon and the sniper are aesthetically designed after like the prophecy weapons.
Yeah. I can see
sure.
that. I can see
they're
that
similar.
With the color.
Yeah, they're similar. The auto rifle, I might have to take a look at it again, which is right here
in our chat because I sent that to you, and I think the message was, I will get this weapon.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. It looks similar to something. Like they may have taken another design from another weapon and put it, but yeah, it definitely looks like the least reskinny.
It definitely looks Hawkeye.
Yeah, it definitely looks kind of Hawkeye, but it does remind me heavily of Monte Carlo with that freaking sword blade. That's not even a bayonet. That's a freaking sword blade, okay?
That's a long sword strapped to the front of your fucking gun.
Oh, God. That's going to look ridiculous. I'm going to love it, because I'm definitely getting that. And the hand cannon. I definitely want that hand cannon. I'm meh about the sniper rifle. I might grind out a couple more Nightfalls, maybe, but I'm not super stoked about the sniper rifle, but that hand cannon. Yeah. The hand cannon and that auto rifle, I'm definitely going to want, so that's definitely going to be grinding once... So the auto is Savathun, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the hand cannon is tree of probabilities.
Probabilities, and then there's a ghost,
Yeah.
A ship, and a sparrow. I think the sparrow is arms dealer. Yeah, the sparrow is arms dealer. The ship? What the fuck is the ship? Damn it.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't know. Way to go, Buster. Way to be prepared. Now I have a question, Des, for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that season 3 is coming.
Yes.
Do you think it would be a good idea to start holding on to tokens so you can get new gear quickly? Or do you think they're going to reset everything and wipe your tokens?
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think. Because they didn't do that for season 2. Now, the Iron Banner and faction tokens, maybe.
I'm talking about planetary tokens.
Planetary tokens? No, I don't think so. Because, like I said, they didn't do that for season 2 because they didn't add anything to the planetaries. Or they didn't add anything specifically to the planetary loot pools. Like, you could still get the new stuff because the new stuff was, like, what I call Ingram rewards in the Featherstone, which, I didn't mention it in this episode. Featherstone has been reworked and has been retweeted and pinned. The new one has been pinned to the top of my Twitter, so you can go there and check that out because I did some things to it, made it a little bit easier to read, hopefully. But anywho, crap.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone from doing one Nightfall to doing 6 in a fucking week.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we wanted and it's what we hoped for. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're rare. The community wanted a Nightfall grind, or a strike grind.
Yeah.
Here you go. They gave you a Nightfall grind, or these things to grind a Nightfall for with a ridiculously convoluted drop scheme. Mm-hmm. Here you go. They gave it to us, which is kind of cool because, like I said, I mean, it's like freaking the re-rise of the Omnigul farm, essentially. I mean, people are farming this to get the sniper rifle. Like I said, it'd be a cool collection edition, but I'm not that much of a sniper, so I really don't care. But like I said, give me that auto and give me that hand cannon, because those are 2 weapons I use, and they do look gorgeous.
Yes.
Especially the auto. Oh, my God.
I saw that auto, and I was like,
I mean, exactly. And we're talking like a 600 RPM kinetic auto?
Yeah, right in my wheelhouse.
It's like, holy crap. I might put down Vigilance Wing on occasion to use this because this auto is actually quite nice. Like, let's talk about Duty Bound because there's a 600. It has accurized rounds, which you're not going to want to choose that because it also has ricochet rounds.
Why would you pick accurized rounds if you have ricochet?
Exactly. So get that like damage fall off cheat going. And here's the thing. This auto is both good for PvE and PvP. Why? Because these weapons, these Nightfall exclusive weapons, their uniqueness comes in the fact that you can choose 2 different perks. So at base, Duty Bound, like the first choice is Zen Moment, which is great for auto rifles because it makes Null Calamity a freaking laser beam. Yeah, this thing is going to be a freaking laser beam because of that. And it's going to be great for PvP because of that. And why is it going to be great for PvE? Well, A, Zen Moment again, but B, you can switch out Zen Moment for Rampage. Yeah. Rampage. Now, yeah, Duty Bound does not have great range, but it will have, like, good stability. Like, nothing on it is, like, super great, but it does have good stability. It does have good handling. It has good reload. The magazine size is a little meh. But the aim assist on this beast, like, Duty Bound is, like, the highest aim assist auto in his archetype, except for Hardlight. So it's going to be a PvE and PvP beast. Let me tell you what. Because even though it has, a pretty kind of bad range for a 600 auto, it has ricochet rounds, so it extends that damage fall off. So it's working for you. So yeah, like one of its major weaknesses is getting covered by ricochets. So yeah, Duty Bound is going to be Very beastly. The hand cannon DFA is going to be very nice.
The best part of the sniper rifle is the lore tab.
Oh yeah. I mean, and these weapons, they're legendaries with lore. Finally, now if we can get Iron Banner weapons that have lore, thank you, Bungie.
It's the moment that Asher Murr lost his arm.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I haven't read it specifically.
Hold on, I'll bring it up.
There's something else too that people have not covered that is in the API. I'm wanting to say. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's a sidearm. Yeah, there's a sidearm in the API. It's called Peace by Consensus, but I haven't seen it anywhere.
Peace by Consensus. Where is that?
Yeah, it's actually.
Is it a new monarchy weapon? It sounds
no. It's not. It's not a new monarchy weapon because the quote on it is actually from Commander Sabala saying that the consensus is larger than the speaker and it's larger for everyone, and it has to survive, like for the fate of everyone or whatever. Like I said, I haven't read the specific lore on any of these, but yeah, it's and it has a lore, so it's definitely not a new monarchy weapon. But like I said, I haven't seen any information beyond that in it.
Okay, Des, I said because you have the voice for this. I'm going to send you the lore tab on Discord. Also, I sent you a picture of Pete because he's super cute now. You're the guy who reads the lore, so I'm gonna let you continue to read the lore. I could have done it in my best Des impersonation. But yeah, I love the fact that these are legendary weapons with lore attached to them. Because the Perfect Paradox also has it. So, I mean, it just keeps it in line. So, I'm happy. I'm gonna say that because did you get it, buddy?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I muted myself.
Oh,
sorry.
Pete is super cute though, isn't he?
He is adorable.
Well,
But yeah, there's very few legendaries with lore on them. I mean, it's the raid weapons, the trials weapons, and the Lost Prophecy weapons all have lore attached to them. But yeah, all right. So as the quote goes, my future is concurrently irreversible and unknowable. Before it overtakes me, I desire a more abrupt end to those responsible. A staggering Vex detonates, and the Exo Hunter is torn in two. One half sinks beneath the lake's opaque surface. Asher's eyes go wide, and he freezes. Whatever they'd stumbled into down here was multiplicatively more lethal. He reloads his fusion rifle and looks around wildly. The other hunter sees the only other one left alive. No, stay calm. Throws a smoke bomb and disappears. Asher barely has time to react before the hunter reappears on high ground and draws a bow of void energy, almost in slow motion. Crack, crack, crack. 10 Vex fall. Asher watches them disintegrate, looks back up to the hunter, but the yell of gratitude catches in his throat as 4 Vex shimmer into existence behind her. Asher can't watch this time. He frantically searches for a way out, and a tentacle grabs his ghost. A millisecond of pain in his shoulder, and everything goes white. I knew that guy's seen some things, man.
Oh yeah.
Crazy as he is, like a lot of people didn't like him at first, but it's like, dude, he's seen some stuff, man. He's been through stuff.
He grew on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, oh god, he effectively has. He might be like worst case scenario of like fractured mind from like PTSD or something.
No, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, that pitiful guy.
Yeah.
Oh, not pitiful, but
Yeah,
in the sense you're thinking.
Sad.
Yeah, sad. I mean, he's tragic. There we go, tragic. Yeah, I mean,
but the lore, man, the lore is so deep. It's so good. Like that's one thing. You can say whatever you want about Bungie. oh, they don't talk to us. They don't listen. By the way, they do listen.
Oh,
If you
they
don't
listen.
think they I got really angry right there. My throat got closed. If you don't think they listen, you're wrong. Okay? They do listen, but they can't just cater to like a small portion. They have to think about the millions, because apparently millions of people still play this game. To everybody who asked, do you still play this game?
I mean, it has to be at least 500,000 to get million, or at least close to a million, like a million to get millions
Yeah.
of packages for like each faction. Because I mean, come on.
I mean, you got to think people have 3 characters. They probably split it. I mean,
And somebody made mention is like, oh, I hope such and such content creator gets the job posting from Bungie. And it's like, I hope they don't.
yeah.
So just let it be somebody unknown. I mean, not that I have anything against any. I'm not going to say that lie, because I have some things against some content creators. But regardless if I like or dislike them, I think it just needs to be a dude. Like, give it to some freaking like. I mean, like if Luminosity got the job as a freaking Bungie tester, I'm not going to be that mad, because I mean that's like a tournament ready guy. I mean he is like competitively minded. He is, people like that. But still, like let it be somebody that we don't know.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's like NetherRealm Studios, like one of their biggest testers that goes through the patch notes with their community guys, used to be a tournament guy. Like, he did well in NRS tournaments, and now he's their, like, playtester guy. Like, lead playtester guy or something. I don't even know exactly what he is, but hey. Yeah, but, I mean, there's decisions they have to make, not just for what the vocal minority wants, but also what's good for the game.
And what's good for the game is good for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like GoFast. Does GoFast address every single issue with Destiny 2? No. Does it? Is it a lot of fun?
Yes.
Yes. It is a lot of fun, and it is massively a step in the right direction.
And is that why? And is that what you really go for? Yes, that's what you go for. You don't play the game. You don't play this game because it's I crush in PvP. No, you play the game because it's fun for you.
Exactly. And then, of course, there are some people that play the game to crush in PvP,
but that's fun for them.
I mean, and that's like a large portion of content creators too, and that's a large portion of why they leave. So you make team shotting a thing and decrease hero moments, and of course they're gonna go away in droves, because that's their fun, is pub stomping. Yeah. That's why content creators don't want skill-based matchmaking. They want to be able to pub stomp, which that's fine. That's their prerogative. But it's just kind of how it goes. And like I said, it's, you tweak things to do a certain thing, and, you're going to lose out on those people. But despite the drought, like I said, we still have, because matchmaking still is nowhere near as bad as D1's drought matchmakings.
No, not at all.
Because I remember waiting 10, 15 minutes in, like, the droughts of D1 waiting for a PvP match.
Yeah.
I haven't waited that long yet.
Nope. Hell,
I mean, it may happen.
Last night when we were playing, we were rolling matches quick.
Of course, but then again, it was also very fresh for an update. So
true.
That might change next week. It may not. It may only get more. But either way, I mean, like I said, it's... And I think I liked what True Vanguard said is, like, the people... Like, his overall, at least what I saw on Twitter, it was like the overall consensus basically is like, people that are still having fun with D2 now, like, this update is letting you have even more fun. Mm-hmm. I didn't check the thread, but basically he wanted to see if people that didn't like D2 was, like, drawn in by this update. But yeah, and that's basically how I feel. I still had some fun with D2, and now I'm having a lot more fun with D2. Like, just the ease of, like, weapon choice is... It's just nice. And I can't wait to see... Like, I certainly can't wait to see what Wisniewski's doing with these exotics. Because he's already done amazing things retuning exotics. Mm-hmm. And now he's and like I said, for the Sturm and Drang preview, he's keeping the philosophy of these weapons. Like Sturm and Drang, they're still quick swapping between one another, but they're adding things to make them a little easier to use and give you a power fantasy while you're doing it. And then there's Graviton Lance.
What?
It's going to be it's still going to have like one round that laces the air to let another round be super powerful. And that's still like its philosophy. But it's going to be 2 rounds instead of 3 round burst. So it's like, what the crap? And that's just 2 things they've talked about. Because they're definitely not touching it. Well, okay. Vision Swing might get a slight adjustment. Might get a slight nerf. Might.
You're being real nice when you say it might, Des.
Might.
They're going to see it spike real hard, and then they're going to adjust it down a little bit.
They're probably going to adjust it down a little bit. I mean,
they're not going to nerf it to the dirt like they did before.
No, because they've already said they don't want to nerf things to the ground. In fact, the one time they did was with friggin' Prometheus Lens. Oh, and they said, we're nerfing this to the ground until we fix it.
Yeah.
And then they fixed it. And I actually saw a dude in running PvP. I actually saw a dude using it.
Well, yeah, we did. Yeah.
I mean, oh, yeah, that's right. That wasn't one of our matches. I mean, it wasn't his fault that I was using Vigilance Wing to melt him down before he could melt me with Prometheus Lens. But he was doing some pretty good damage to me.
That was on the map in the Infinite Forest.
Yeah, it was.
Where the team was stacking in that hallway.
Yeah.
And we were like, are they just going to stand there? Yeah, all right, cool.
They kept stacking in this one. And like the little down the stairs into the cave. And that's where they were like stacking. We're at the stairs and it's like, really? Every time.
Hey, you know what stops a Warlock Rift? A suppression nade. And we
Bullet
were running,
to the head?
Yeah, that too. And we were running 2 suppression nade Titans, and it was just like, oh, good. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Oh, so much fun in PvP.
But yeah, we were having hero moments yesterday, Des. Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, I was able to, like, burst down one dude. Oh, here comes another dude. Burst down this dude. Third dude. Oh, he got me. I mean, double downs when I shouldn't have gotten double. So, like, I think my catchphrase, like, running PvP was, how did I live that? Yeah. Why am I still alive?
How'd that happen? How'd that happen?
How am I alive? How am I alive? How am I alive?
Yeah. I mean, I even think for me, because, I mean, I've had the team wipe when I was inside the spawn when we were playing on Pacifica, because apparently that map is heavily favored. Pacifica is. We were playing when I was in there.
Yeah,
we played it a fair few times. Don't say a few times and make it seem like we played it twice. And I'm living.
Oh no! It was probably
it was probably like 6. We played it.
Yeah,
out of the matches we
played. Yeah.
It was maybe 30% of our matches were on Pacifica.
Yeah. That for sure.
But then again, also we were playing in the Osiris playlist. If we wanted to play the OG maps, I could have gone down and brought us in, but. We were playing there.
I'd have had even faster matchmaking.
Yeah, we probably would have.
Apparently, those are even more populated.
Yes, but we were, we were having a great time. You know, we played matches. I was in their spawn with a shotgun, just jumping around like a crazy person, and I'm like, how am I still standing? How am I up? How am I up? How is this working? And then you were just like, are you still alive? What's happening?
Exactly. It's like you're because you see the exclamation mark above his head so many times, like.
Yeah. Sad about that one. He's still alive? How's that?
Yeah,
and they just kept spawning in, and I'm like jumping around because I'm capping and I'm leaving. And I'm capping and I'm leaving. And fucking Joe was like, Buster, what are you doing? Like, he came around the corner and was trying to help me. And I was just jumping. And he was like, how are you still alive? I'm like, I don't know. These guys don't have thumbs. I can't stand this.
It's great. Oh, yeah, I mean... Like with the, like I said, even if you're running like low mobility, just the extra aerial mobility, especially, like everyone has it. It's just it's most noticeable on Titans and Warlocks. But that just makes close range like combating a little easier, I feel. Because you can juke them, you can jive them, and I think I said it on our failed recording. Like watching a Titan like kind of just jump straight up and then just almost go perfectly horizontal dash out. it was like I was watching a Twilight Garrison Titan from D1 again. And it was like one of my first matches with my hunter. And I was like, this is a good change. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't care if I like, because I run low mobility. A 3 on my hunter, because hunters can't get any lower than a 3. And then a 0 on my warlock and my titan. So I'm not feeling the go fast aspect of the go fast update. But I'm still feeling a drastic improvement in aerial capability, especially for my warlock and my titan. And it all just feels really good. And it seems to add a little more depth to the play styles. Because, I mean, there's just so many things that you seem to have options. And like I said, pulse rifle, like, if you're more aggressive, definitely keep with the auto rifle. But if you're kind of more like me and kind of like stay back and use cover, pulse rifles are so viable now. And they feel so much better. It's so good.
I mean, even with my aggressive playstyle, because, I mean, if I am anything, I have an aggressive playstyle. It's just what I am. You know, I'm a Titan through and through. Even when I play a Warlock or a Hunter, I'm like, why am I so squishy? And you're like, you're a Titan. You're not a Titan. You're not a Titan. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not a Titan. I'm playing a Warlock. Maybe I should play a little bit more laid back. And you're like, maybe. I mean, that's probably an idea. But somehow you succeed. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. But, I mean, the hero moments that we had. Hell, I got Rat King, and I didn't even know I was going for Rat King. And Sync, I will be putting that clip up for you. I'll tag you on Twitter. I'll put it in your Discord of me going, oh, I think I screamed out of shit. I got Rat King. And then my girlfriend was screaming at Pete for eating poop or something. And we were all having a good chuckle about that, and we were laughing about how my neighbor probably thinks that I'm abused because they probably think my name is Pete. I'm just waiting for me to go out one day and then be like, hey, Pete, how you doing? I'm like, should I just play along? Send help. But,
she's making me eat poop.
Yeah, but what did I get yesterday? Rat King. I got another. I got the sniper rifle from the strike.
Yeah.
Only took me 5 times. Took me 5 times. I played that goddamn strike 5 times. I mean, if I did 5 for a sniper and I don't play with snipers, what am I going to do for that fucking auto rifle? That's what I'm scared of. If I don't get it in 5, I'm going to be like, well, keep running it.
Exactly.
I'm going to be everybody's going to be like, hey, Buster, you want to help me with the nightfall? Yes, is the answer.
Yes, let's do it.
If Savathun comes up, I'm saying it right now on this episode, if Savathun comes up and you need help with the night, if you need 1 person or you need 2 people, just, if you see me on,
hey, buddy.
Just send me an invite. I don't care what game I'm playing. If you see me on Xbox playing Sea of Thieves, which, by the way, I'm playing a shit ton of Sea of Thieves, if you see me on Xbox and we're friends on Xbox and you want to play Destiny on PlayStation, because I don't have it on Xbox, because as much as I love this game, I am not doing that story another 3 times.
No,
y'all
right?
motherfuckers are out of your mind. There's people who are like, oh, I've done it on my Xbox and on my PlayStation and on PC. I'm like, that's a lot. That's too many.
Yeah, it's like, God bless your resilience there, but
yeah, your resilience is a 62.
I mean, yesterday I just finished doing the Curse of Osiris story stuff for the 3rd time. Just finished for my Warlock. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
you can't make me.
Yeah, no. Because I was thinking about that myself. I was like, I wonder if he's going to get Destiny for Xbox. I mean, you can work around like, but it's buying the same game. But it's like, you can get around that if you want. But it's like, the story, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to go through that like at least once.
Yeah, I got to kill
maybe one more time. Yeah, maybe one more time. Maybe. But you're definitely not going to have 3 characters on it.
Yeah, I'd have a Titan.
Exactly.
I'd have a Titan. There would be no other class. There would be, and I would have two people on the Xbox right now that play, and I would be like, no, you're running me through this. Like, I'm backpack. I'm hopping on your back. It's a backpack.
You're max level. Get in here.
The second I get to this farm, invites are going out. Hey, Buster, what are you doing? Hey, you're helping me. I'm running through this story. Let's go.
Exactly.
That's it. There is no cow level. It's you are helping me get through this goddamn story if you want me to play with you on Xbox. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
Any more branding point? anyone that gets that reference, because that's a dated reference.
Hey, man. If we are nothing, if we are anything, we are just full of references.
I know, right?
That's how I look at it. We are full of OG nerdy references.
For sure.
So, but
yeah, it's like I was telling Zan about their HTTP bit. Every time they did it, it got a little smile out of me. I know. It gets a little smile out of me every time. And it's so simple, but it's just so like old school, like nerd, like early internet nerd humor.
I mean, we all remember when the internet first came out and like, what's email? Is I think like Al Roker said that shit.
And like every ad was HTTP:// and it's like,
you don't have to just say www.
You don't have to say, like, nobody even says that anymore. It's such and such.com, such and such.net.
Yeah. Just come on, guy. Yeah, it just, man. And I think when I posted that I'm buying an Xbox, I think it was Gear Dad, because I mentioned, like, I'm just getting Sea of Thieves. I'm only playing it for Sea of Thieves. I'm not getting Destiny. And he was like, what if someone gave you Destiny? And I'm like, well, I was raised to never look a gift, never turn down a gift.
Exactly.
And always be, thankful for it. So if someone was to drop, like, a link or something, like, hey, here, Buster, we want to play Destiny 2 with you on Xbox. I mean, you if you send me the link, guaranteed you're going to be the one backpacking me through the story.
For sure.
I'm just going to be honest. You're the one backpacking me through the story. But
like disclaimer, if you give them Destiny, you're backpacking them.
Oh yeah,
like, it's a combo deal.
Yeah,
you're not having one without the
other. you might as well get your Buster Bjorn out, because I am going to be right on your tummy, buddy. We're going to be like two otters holding hands. You better have a weekend full. That's what you better do. You better have a Saturday where you're not doing shit. Because I will definitely be on your back. Or, no, Bjorns are in the front. Whatever.
Either way.
Yeah, exactly. And can I just want to, I know, I'm thinking, Des, what we can do, because I have to, we have short time right now. We can half this episode and then do another half of an episode later on tonight for the listeners. Yeah. And, maybe us playing the D2 update live, or maybe us playing Borderlands 2 or something.
Something or another, yeah, for sure.
I mean, we can. I mean, I still have a little bit of time. She's not itching at the door right now, and Pete's actually laying down, being a good boy. But, yeah, like I said, I've been playing Sea of Thieves. Baby Bjorn, it'd be a Buster Bjorn if you send me a link and say, "Hey, buddy, here's Destiny 2. I really want to play," because I know there's an Xbox player out there like, I wonder if Buster would be super mad, because I really want to play Destiny 2 with him. I don't know why. I'm not, like, super great, but whatever. I mean, I am a pretty cool guy. You'll definitely laugh.
It's hilarity and it's hype for sure. Yeah. Like playing with Buster. I mean, the skill may not be there, because I mean, we're at best probably average players, but yeah, it's hype. It is hype for sure.
I mean, I think Chris 13111 from many Discords, he jumped in, and like, I think the first thing I said was something crazy hype, and he jumped in like mid-sentence, and he was like, oh god, and you were like, oh, you've never played with Buster, have you?
He was like, welcome to partying with Buster.
I am anything but, if I am anything, it is definitely the hype machine, because I can, even losing, I can keep us hyped, because I'll just talk reckless shit, like, your sword isn't anything compared to my, what was it yesterday that had everyone laughing?
Oh,
when we were playing it, and I had the Helma Saint 14 on, I had the Saint 14 emblem, and I was using the shotgun, the Perfect Paradox, and I was running around saying, I am the reincarnation and the avatar of Saint 14, who destroyed, who the Vex memorialized inside the Infinite Forest, and I was like, I wield his shotgun, I am his arm, and I went for the heavy, and you grabbed it, and you're like, not this time, buddy, and I was like, son of a bitch!
Yeah, it's like you were going for it, it's like, nope, this is mine now.
And I was like, well, at least I got the cool tirade out, and you're like, oh, no, if anything, it was definitely motivational.
It was definitely great.
It was definitely motivational, buddy, but I need this heavy, and I'm like, take it, whatever.
Oh, it was great.
We have some,
and also, we played like, It's so hilarious because partying with me and Buster is like night and day. Like, because Buster's very hype, and Synchromeshi even commented on the fact that I am like very like positive minded and kind of mellow when it comes to PvP. And he mentioned it was like a refreshing change, but I get killed by something, and like he's used to a lot of people's like, oh, screw this and blah blah blah, F that and blah blah blah.
Fair.
And I'm just like, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's get this. Like, oh, that's weird, but fair. All right, let's go. And
Meanwhile, I'm a fucking rage monster. I wouldn't say rage. I would say I'm a hype monster. I'm a hype monster. Just yelling random stuff, trying to get people to laugh, because I find that if you're laughing, you're having more fun. If you're having like good conversation, because I mean, we're doing call outs, true, but we're also like having weird conversations or saying weird things, or I'm screaming at Pete for eating his own poop, or which, by the way, we took him to the vet. I don't know if I mentioned it in this part of the episode, but we took him to the vet. The vet looked at him and was like, "Oh, he's gonna be big." And we're like, "What do you mean big? Like 100 pounds?" And he was like, "Maybe more." And I'm like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Look at his paws." And the one thing I can say is, if you don't think I love this dog, here's how you know I love the dog. He got 2 shots. I wanted to stay home and make sure he didn't have a seizure.
Yeah.
Because in my head, he's going to have a seizure. In my weird Buster Knuckle brain, my buddy is going to have a seizure. And I was not for that. And my girlfriend was like, if he would have had a seizure, he'd have had it right then. Because it's a shot. And we took him. It was the first time he went to the vet here. And the vet we take him to is super cool. I was actually very impressed with him having to deal with the vet we dealt with too when we put Bella down. Yeah. But I was like, all right, and he was answering, he was talking to us. Pete was. Here's the thing that gets me about Pete, okay? This week in Pete. This week with Pete, I should say. At home, he is, he's a hype. He's like me. He's a hype monster. That's what he is. Out in public, he is the nicest dog. He's well behaved. He sits he's actually learning sit now, which is good. But like at the vet, he was polite. He didn't bark at anything. Well, he doesn't bark anyway, but he didn't like react to any of the other dogs. The only dog he reacted to was like a female pit bull who like came at him pretty quick, and he was like, ugh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he made a weird noise, but everybody was like, oh my god, he's so handsome, and he like looks at him and poses, and I'm like, this dog knows what the fuck is up. Hey. He is a great dog. Hey. Yes, my dear.
I'm going to be vacuuming the door.
Okay.
That's cool.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
No, he's not.
Buddy.
He's looking at me.
Yeah, okay.
I see him.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to vacuum right outside his door.
All right. Sorry, the missus opened the door and was like, hey, I'm going to vacuum right out. I'm vacuuming outside the door. So
okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
After the last time everybody heard me talking to her, I decided to, anytime she opens the door, I'm just going to mute because, can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? That little bit of funniness. The vet was like, he was telling us with dogs his size, I mean, I've trained dogs before, but I haven't trained a dog who's going to be 120, 115. I've trained Bella who was 70. So he was like, here's what you need to do. You can't, don't hit him. And we don't hit him anyway, but like, if he bites, don't slap him, correct him this way. And he was telling me. And like, he was like, come here, buddy, to give him a shot. And then he had a nurse, I guess would be the term, a tech come in. And he was like, hold him so I could give him a shot. And I'm like, oh no, my buddy, no. And I was afraid he would like snap at her or like growl. He didn't flinch, Des. He just sat there like a rock. And the vet was like, oh yeah, he's going to be good. And then he was like, do you have any questions? And I'm, and this was he is the first puppy my girlfriend has ever had. So she has all the questions. And he was like, she's like, how many times can we feed him? He's really like food obsessed. Because if we eat, he's like, what are you eating there? I want it.
Yeah.
And he's like, feed him when he's hungry. And we're like, No. You don't understand. He's always hungry. And he's like, no, I understand. He's going to be hungry. He's always hungry. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we're feeding him like 4 or 5 times a day. He's having a great time. He's loving life. I mean, the food, food bags are going to go crazy. I'm going to have to get like 4 bags of food every time we go shopping. But, it's what we get for getting a 120-pound dog. And we mentioned like his parents were like, such and such. And he was like, oh, that's small for this breed. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, I mean, it's normal for, like, the male was normal, but his mom was kind of small. And like, his mom was 95 fucking pounds, dude. And he's like, okay, here's what you got to realize. How big's your hands? And I'm like, I got decent sized hands for a man. And he's like, put your hands next to his paw. And I'm like, oh my God, his paws are almost as big as my hands. And he's like, he's just going to get bigger. And I'm like, okay, all right. And I look over at the missus, and she's just smiling because she wants a big dog. She wanted a big dog because, if she's home alone, she wants somebody. If she if he's out on the deck or in the yard, people are going to see him like, is that a dire wolf? Yes, that is a dire wolf. But he's he's good. I miss Bella. We got our ashes back, so that was an emotional outbreak this week.
Oh, for sure.
But other than playing Sea of Thieves and dealing with Pete, I've been playing the Go Fast update. So, what have you been up to?
Oh, well. See, I've been playing Go Fast like here recently. One thing didn't quite get to last time around, since we had some time constraints. Which I now have Netflix again on my own. So thank you, Buster, for allowing me to pirate yours for a little while.
Hey, man, allegedly, I did that. I don't know what you're talking about. if you're listening for Netflix, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Des. But you're welcome, buddy.
Yeah. During that time, I was able to catch up on a lot. I watched Punisher, Season 2, Jessica Jones. I caught up on Voltron. And I did give Altered Carbon. I watched the entire season of Altered Carbon.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. It's like a lot of interesting ideas. It's like I was telling my wife about it, and she's also like interested in it. Mm-hmm. Which I gave her the warning. It's like, yeah, it's kind of Game of Thronesy with like, there's some nudity here and there, and there's some adults content.
Definitely don't watch it. I mean, someone says the C word in episode 2.
Yeah.
In the context of referring to it.
Yeah, it's proper like context there. It's not talking to it. It's not calling a person that. Yeah.
Instead of saying the proper terminology, she used the vulgarest slang word that got an angry letter and almost pulled us from iTunes.
But that, and I mean, it's like I told her, I was more interested in because I'm more interested in like sci-fi, like general sci-fi tropes than I was in Game of Thrones. Because I don't know, when it comes to fantasy, it's harder to get me interested into it. But sci-fi, it was cool, but I don't know, it took a weird turn the last few episodes. Like the plot twist in the episodes was just like really, really weird. Like the last like 4.
It turned into a heist. It turned into a heist show, and I love heist movies, so I was into it. Like, but I can see why somebody would be like, "This is what I signed up for."
Well, it's like the plot twist itself, like the heist itself, or the heist. It was done well. It was just like I said, the plot twist with it, and like the goal of it just became really weird. But yeah, I mean, it was really cool because the descriptions that I've heard about it, it's kind of Ghost in the Shell meets Demolition Man, and that's pretty much Altered Carbon Season 1. I mean, it's kind of Ghost in the Shell, and it's kind of Demolition Man, like so. But it's pretty good. It wasn't bad. I'll be interested to see how they take Season 2 and see where they go, if they continue Dude's story, or if they focus on another person, wondering about.
Well, I mean, they have a built-in, they can recast if they want to. Even though I love that actor now.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor.
For the longest time, I was like, "Who is?" I recognize him, and then Tim was like, "He was in Suicide Squad. He was Rick Flag." I'm like,
Oh yeah. Okay,
that's
okay.
who it is. And I'm like, also, he got fucking shredded for this.
Yeah, he did. The dude looks good, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that actor is great, and like all the actors are really good because I mean, I think most of the main cast had to like swap roles essentially, or like different acting styles. So I mean, all the cast is like super great for that. But yeah, so, like I said, it's not bad. I'm still interested in, like I said, I'm interested to see how they take season 2 because they can go either way. Because the main story and reason for dude to be in season 1 is kind of done. They could continue his adventures for season 2, but I could also see that kind of being a massive like tone change.
Oh yeah.
So it would
Take
be
it 100
surprising.
different directions.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be surprising if they just focus on like a completely new character in like a situation or whatever. But it will be interesting to see how they take season 2. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question without having any spoilers. This is going to be a dance. Ready? What did you think of the soundtrack in the Rescue in the Pit?
I liked it.
Yeah, that was dope, right?
I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good.
I mean, I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, "Is this? Did they? Oh, y'all motherfuckers are good."
Yeah, but yeah, I liked it. It was really good. I've also watched. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Super ended.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I'm just going right back to Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
We can talk about Super. What did you think of Poe?
Poe was cool.
Was he not your favorite character?
Yeah, Poe was really cool.
Like, he was my favorite character.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do I like a character that's not even real, technically?
I know, right? And I was actually really. Oh, I can't even say that because spoiler. But it affected me emotionally when a thing happened.
Dude, yeah, I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah. It was really cool though. I really did like Poe, and because it's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, it's an AI hotel." They're like really clingy, and he played that part very well. But then he like just kind of evolved, sort of, but not really. But hilarious character. He was definitely like that AI/robotic like sidekick trope, and it was just played very, very well.
I said he was C3. He was C3PO, but with like swag.
Yeah. Essentially.
You know what I mean? Like, he pulls a shotgun out and was like, "You can leave now."
No, right? It's like, ah,
okay, cool. But yeah, and Super ended, and I was like, cool.
I was okay with the last episode. The way it ended made sense. Because, well, of course, anyone saw it coming, except for the fact that technically Goku lost. Because, spoilers for Super, but I'll spoil Super.
If you haven't watched Super now, you're not going to watch Super.
Well, I mean, exactly. But, I mean, the way it ends, like, makes sense. It's just really weird because a lot of things were kind of, like, fully negated.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the last warrior gets the wish from the Super Dragon Balls, which can truly grant any wish without, like, reprieve or whatever. And it basically gets... I did love the team-up with Goku and Frieza. I actually really loved that. And, like, for Frieza to still detest everything that Goku stands for. But it's like, you know what? I have to team up with you to take down this guy. And it's like, all right, that was a cool moment.
This guy is worse than you right now.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a cool fight. It was disappointing that Goku got a brand new transformation for one whole episode.
But that's Goku.
Yeah, and it's like,
excuse me.
Really? It's definitely like a hard end, though. Like, Super is definitely done.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, but they opened it up for a lot of things now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be... If they do anything, it's going to be a new series.
Yeah, but
yeah, Super is definitely done.
Yeah.
Except for the movie that's coming out shortly. But yeah, there will be a Dragon Ball Super movie. I guess to tie up close ends, but in the end, it was Android 17 left standing.
The best is when he stood up, it was like, I didn't die.
Yeah, I was just like,
I thought I was going to die, but I didn't die.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm still here.
And everybody was like, what the fuck? Everybody said the same thing. Basically, everyone watching was the audience, like us. When he stood up, everybody was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? Really?
So yes, it was hilarious because basically, his wish was going to be, him and his family going on a cruise, and was like, I wish for all universes that were erased to not be erased. I was like, yeah, I saw that coming.
Now we all saw that coming. But think of the phrasing he used. Not all universes in that were done by the tournament. All universes. So any universe that was ever destroyed ever, is now back.
I know, right?
Which opens up a lot of enemies.
it does open up like a lot to the multiverse, but and then hilariously the High Priest Angel was like, well, Zeno was expecting or hoping for such a selfless wish to happen, and everyone's like, well, what would happen if a selfish wish was made?
He destroys everyone.
Yeah, so everything would have been wiped, and pretty much it made the tournament in the end kind of pointless. It was just a big fancy fight to see who was strongest. And shocker, turned out to be Universe 7 and Goku and friends.
Well, I mean, I bring this up all the time every time we talk about Super. Krillin wanted to see how he stacked up against Goku, so he let Goku punch him full force in the face. You know who doesn't let him do that? Anybody Goku fights ever. Know who that doesn't end well for? Everyone else.
Everyone. And it's hilarious. I mean, it's there's like so many people that don't like Super, like I've said before, but it's like it's still Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's
like at the core, Super is still just Dragon Ball, and like Goku has not grown in the least. Everyone else, even Frieza, has by this point in time. Because shocker, because Goku was supposed to keep his promise to bring Frieza back to life, but that didn't happen because Goku didn't get a wish. So Frieza was kind of sulky, and then all of a sudden, since Frieza was teamed up with Goku without stabbing him in the back, Beerus is like, just bring him back. So I
didn't know a guy could do that though.
Well, an angel can.
Oh yeah,
probably.
And that's what they have. They do have an angel.
Yeah, because Super has made like Dragon Ball's like Afterlife and like Pantheon is kind of convoluted. And Super has just like ultra convoluted that because we already knew about the Kais, and Kais were gods of creation, and then the movies like introduced the god of destruction, which he's the most powerful, but truly the most powerful are the angels. Because actually, someone asked me at work, it was like, why does Goku's hair go white for Ultra Instinct? Like when he actually hits it.
Because angels' hairs are white.
Yeah, and the angels are the only ones that are confirmed to truly master Ultra Instinct. Mm-hmm. Not even the gods of destruction, like really truly master it. Apparently, or they're not confirmed to truly master it, but the angels are confirmed to have mastered it. So that is like an interesting like take to it.
That's why spoiler alert, when Goku went into perfect mastered Ultra Instinct form, everyone was like, huh?
Yeah, exactly, except for the angels.
Yeah. Well, the angels were like, that's old hat, but the fact that he did it and he's not an angel. I think it was Reese was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And it's actually hilarious because the backlash from hitting Ultra Instinct perfected, everyone thought it. I did too, but that explosion of energy that happened like in the last episode, everyone thought was Frieza screwing over Goku. Yeah. I even thought it. Yeah, but then it wasn't. It's like, oh, okay. And then at the very end of the episode, Vegeta and Goku are sparring, and Vegeta's like, well, why don't you activate, your Ultra Instinct? And Goku's like, I can't. And that's it. So it was like a one-time transformation for Goku.
Yeah.
For one episode. It's
like he got pushed to the limit. That was him tapping
to his
into everything.
absolute limits. But yeah, like I said, the last fight was great, and last episode was cool because, after all, and thanks to Bulma, Android 17 still got his cruise on a giant cruise ship with his family.
That's funny. It was funny.
But yeah, so I mean, it ended like Dragon Ball normally does, and can't wait to see what old crazy super villain comes out to fight Goku in the movie, because that's how that's going to be.
Lumpy.
Holy crap. But yeah, that's Super. It's over.
Yep.
I now have nothing to watch for 20 minutes every Sunday morning.
I'll find something.
I mean, for sure, but it's like, that ritual has been my ritual for like, 2 years now? Something like that? And now it's not. So, yeah. I mean, there's that. Man, that pretty much, I mean, that's Super. So, I mean, watch it for the crazy fights, because there are some great fights in it, and there's some great growing moments for the side characters like Krillin and Roshi. Tien have some good moments in it. Vegeta has great moments throughout it. But yeah,
If you like fight animes, it's one of the best ones. I mean, other than like My Hero Academia, it's pretty fighty. I do like how every action anime now has the trope of the tournament.
Oh yeah,
everyone does. There's multiple tournaments, and I like tournament fights, so that's all good. I think, Des, you said we had a question.
Yes, we did have a question left over from Laz a couple weeks ago. Sorry, buddy. But as you know, we get a little crazy. We get a little RNG. Things happen. Apologize. Because we did talk about, because Burning did bring up Sturm and Drang. So we did talk about that, how that's going to be wicked. But as Laz said, we know y'all are excited about the Paladins update coming soon. Apparently early March. OB68 is coming to consoles. So nice. It has already hit PC. It is actually out of PTS.
Early April, you mean? We were in March? We're in late March?
Yeah, you know, that one. Yeah, that one. Early in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Within the next week, I think, is actually, they're planning on releasing it for console. But, yeah, that's going to be wicked. And I actually have enough crystals where I only need to buy an 800 bundle crystal, because I have 100 crystals right now.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you, David Loggins.
I know, right? Yeah, are there any other game releases you're currently excited for? I'm going to answer this first because it's a kind of a resounding no. I mean, nothing that I feel like, there's nothing coming out that I feel like I have to get. Me and Buster were talking at one point in time about something that was coming out that sounds very interesting. But Buster, do you have anything you're like super hyped for?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, as you all well know, I bought a goddamn Xbox to play Sea of Thieves, so I'm super excited for Sea of Thieves. I'm really actually excited for the Warmind update for Destiny too.
Oh yeah, for
obviously.
Sure.
Looking on the store for Xbox side, I saw a game called Vampire, which, as you guys probably all well know, and Des, you know, we've talked about Soul Reaver and Blood Omen.
Yeah.
It looks really good. You can play the whole game without killing anyone because you're a doctor and you take the Hippocratic Oath very seriously.
Yeah.
It looks really good. It looks sort of like Thief meets Blood Omen meets like Noir. It looks really fun. I'm going to probably try that out.
Yeah, it's kind of a Vampire the Masquerade too.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. Talk about an RPG that I miss playing. That would be one.
But yeah, I mean...
Also, Les, thank you for reaching out and asking if we're doing our D&D campaign. I think we answered probably, maybe, if life...
If life, like... Okay, also, if life... Because if I were to actually properly DM a campaign, it would take away a lot of free time for me. And if I could stop playing video games, it would probably be easier. But I enjoy playing video games with people, so... Probably not. Like... I still haven't told Converse yet. Like, I've let you know, but it's like, it's just the one thing I have an issue with for like DMing is just the fact that it's ever since AD&D, like with version 3 and beyond, they just made like making encounters and like the monsters in them you have to be hands-on E4, like it seems. There's no more like quick monster creation or encounter creation other than like using resources that people are of course going to ask for money for. And it's like, I don't really want to pirate everyone. So it's like, I don't know about this.
I mean, I could say maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 I'm excited for.
Yeah, but then again, we don't know its release date.
Exactly. And the super hinted at Pokemon for the Switch.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how that turns out. And like I said, Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah. The Final Fantasy VII remake should be releasing sometime soon, but again, they're both Tetsuya Nomura produced, so that means very long development times.
And super long development times.
I mean, let's take Final Fantasy 15, for example, which the first 10 years of its development was under Tetsuya Nomura, and then got taken over by someone else and got released kind of rushed and unpolished here and there, but at the end of it is very, very nice. Also, apparently, it's a great experience on PC for those PC players, too. But yeah, I'm like going through like the pre-orders for PlayStation, and I'm not seeing... it's like Vampire... I mean, Detroit Become Human is interesting, but I'm not really hyped for it, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's like, I don't even know what the Persistence is, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about this in the second half of this episode while we're playing PvP, so you guys get to hear the hype moments.
Yeah, but I mean, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Bundle or Collection is coming out, and they're taking like... It's like Street Fighter. It's like 2 editions of Street Fighter 2. Mm-hmm. It's all of the Street Fighter Alphas. It's all the Street Fighter 3s bundled into one thing. Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike actually has online functionality. So you can play them all online. So any old school fans of any of those Street Fighter arcades, this would be a cool buy. It's $40, but other than that, that's like the only thing I'm kind of... And I mean, I have to see... I haven't been super interested in God of War since I played 1 and 2, and they just felt kind of samey. Mm-hmm. But I'll be interested to see how this God of War turns out, at least. Other than that, I mean...
Also, it never ends well for for Kratos' family.
No, and now he has like an adopted son or blood son or something. And
it feels very Last of Us.
Yeah, it actually does.
Yeah, exactly. Which we all know what happens.
Yeah, no, and that's probably like the hypest thing I'm like waiting for is Last of Us 2. Which, again, who knows when that's going to release. But yeah, that's my upcoming interested in games. Other than, of course, Destiny Expansion 2.
Yeah.
And then whatever comes after it, whatever it may be.
And as you guys all now know, Des and I will jump headlong into any and all updates to give you the RNG version of what we think of it. So,
yeah.
Des, do you want to even close out this half of the episode in a traditional fashion, and then close out the second half of the episode the same way, or do you want to say you want to give them? I don't know. Give them the Dragon Ball Z Super midway to be continued.
Yeah, well, we can kind of do that. I mean, it might be a little wiser to just go ahead and close it out like normally here. That way, we made just in case we're like in the moment, we're not feeling like kind of out of place or rushed to do it. But either way, says your boy Raven. You can of course find me on Twitter at DES_Raven. Again, check that pinned tweet from Featherstone. It has been updated with all of the additional Nightfall exclusive rewards. Like I said, including apparently Piece of Consensus, which I haven't heard anybody else talk about. But it definitely has the 3 that we know of and the 3 that we know where they come from. So those sources are there. Perks are redone. All the min-max stuff is taken away because... I'm sorry, but that was just too much. I bit off more than I could chew for that, and I could not, like, dedicate myself to that. But I am working on also, like, the recommendations and things like that, and that will probably be added to the Featherstone. But like I said, the fresh uptake is pinned, is recent, it is there for you.
And you can find me on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. That's also my Xbox Live name, so if you are on Xbox Live, send me a friend request. That's BusterKnuckle13. You can find this podcast Also, sorry on PSN, Blister Lister 113.